Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Mohammed Daibu. I welcome you to your favorite show, Nexus. With me here today is the one and only Engineer Jibril. You are most welcome to the show.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
On today's Nexus show, we are going straight to business. It's a very delicate matter that's been out there for about 3 to 4 weeks now. And it's none other than this padding issue that has been clouding the whole nation for quite a while. Now, one of the major topics we would be discussing is the highlights of the events as per Jibrin coming out, his allegations, the position of the National Assembly, what is the position of the federal government, what is the position of the party, the two main people are formed. Now, padding in itself, we have to go into the definition of what padding is. Padding is actually not provided in the Constitution as a crime, but it is more or less like a tradition in the House of Representatives. To break it further down, what happens is when a budget is passed, the leadership and the House of Representatives meet, they agree on certain projects and include them in the budget, which is already, a vacuum is already provided in the budget to accommodate whatever they want to bring in. Now, having done that, which is perfectly okay within the House of Representatives, the leadership, Jibrin is claiming the leadership went behind the back of all the members to insert projects. Not only projects that have to do with Nigerians, but projects that are designed personally for their own personal interests. Is this a crime? Madam Jibrin, we will bring you into this matter because we need to get your opinion on it. The padding in itself is not supposedly a crime, except they are bringing something that is outside the budgeting of the Constitution. The amount goes beyond what the federal government has provided for, which is not the case here.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on this matter?
First is that the so-called constituency project issue, what happens with it is the executive arm are the ones that are supposed to execute projects.
Yes.
But for political reasons, for the guys in the legislative arm, they want to have something to show their constituencies that, look, I got this for the community.
Haven't put me there.
Haven't put me there. While I can make laws, I'm supposed to be making laws. But for Nigerians' own peculiar democracy,
yes,
you have the legislators being in a position, putting that so-called consistency project, which is not by itself official. Yes. But okay, it's agreed upon, and that has been the tradition. So it's within the scope, within this vacuum of consistency project that they've been chopping. So now, because what happens is you share the consistency project to everybody, and I take my own, and then I decide which contractor. That doesn't go through the whole budgeting process. It doesn't go through due process and everything. It's like you gave the legislator the money to use to go and shine in the village or in wherever community he comes. So now that has been one of the methods among numerous that these legislatures have been chopping through, so to say. So this is the standard way that these legislators use, one of the ways. Other ways is by making their budgets opaque. Nobody knows, to empower themselves, to prepare for the next election. All this, whatever they do with the money. So that consistency project itself was a funnel for stealing, for corruption. So now, with the new administration and with what Jibrin has been saying and what everybody is saying, they are claiming that they agree that this year, let's even do something that even if we put things into the constituency project, let's put things that we'll actually do.
That we will actually implement.
We will actually implement. So it's like a soft padding. But what Jibrin and the rest are saying that after they did their soft padding, it seems the leadership of the house went behind their back to do the hard padding. So you now have this whole loophole being investigated and laid bare to the public now. That's the first moral crime that I see here. Yes, this thing, the whole constituency project, you as legislators do not have a right or a responsibility to execute projects. So constituency projects do not normally arise.
But if they are saying, like now the leadership said, before Jibrin came out, now many Nigerians say, oh, Jibrin came out and it's more or less like an afterthought. you haven't been removed from the committee head of the appropriation committee, and then you are now coming out to come and say, which I don't really share the sentiment, in the sense that even if it is late, Nigerians are getting to know of this now. That's one. And then secondly, he was removed as the head of the committee, allegedly. He said he wasn't removed. He was removed as the head of the committee based on the allegation that he padded. Meaning that it is something wrong and frowned upon by the House of Representatives. How come they are now the ones now singing another song?
You know, if we put all the things together, you will see that that initial constituency project scope of scooping money was the standard agreed upon one. So I think what happened here is, okay, you have agreed to do a 2 billion naira constituency project in your place, 50 million in my place. Everything had been agreed upon. Perhaps Jibrin had his own first layer of crimes that they didn't agree with, which was why they kicked him out. And then he exposes the second layer or the other layers. We don't know even if there are more layers to come down the line.
Going by even what he said, there's a lot more layers. But he's just facing the National Assembly now. Jibrin himself has, according to claims, which he did not deny on Channels TV when they did the interview, that he has projects that he himself padded. One of them is the cinema,
the Kano Film Village that he's with the people rejected. So that means he was not even putting that in the interest of the people. Because how do you give people how do you say constituency project when people are rejecting it, when people did not ask for it?
And then when the constituency, you know what they need and you're putting something else. Now, even if the two of them are on the wrong side, and one is calling this one a thief, the other one is saying that one is a thief. What we voted for is change under the umbrella of who? APC. The party has come out, invited the person alleging, Jibrin in this case, and they had some words with him, and they finally gave him the instruction to keep quiet and not talk to anybody or any news outlet or anything again. What do you think this passes across to Nigerians that voted them in?
You see, we need to understand that right from time, democracy has its issues in any case. But as President Buhari was coming in, it was just his integrity that was driving the whole APC. Majority of the people in APC today are coming from the same PDP that a lot of people criticized and called, including Jibrin himself. All of them are just newcomers into APC. So really, I think whatever we think is the change that we are talking about will take time for it to actually be changed. Maybe to go from Buhari to his ministers. If those ones change, then to the advisors and then to the legislators.
You have said now, everybody flew on the wings of change based on the character of one person.
It's just the integrity of Buhari that we're talking about.
Dogara went, this is not alien to any of us. He went to a meeting with the presidency, came out, all confident, saying it's not a crime. He didn't even deny the allegation. Now, if we're saying he flew in on the integrity of the so-called president, and then he met with these people, and they're saying, he's coming out all confident and saying there's nothing wrong, he has not done anything wrong. What does that say about the executive arm of this government?
Really, I think we need to look at some of these things. One is, really, I know a number of times that we outside hear things in pieces, but when you put everything together as a picture, there might be some perspective to it that we've not seen. He goes, for me, I still want to give the President Buhari the benefit of doubt. I still believe that he's sincere. I still believe that he's not currently corrupt. I've not seen anything to say otherwise. So if a Dogara goes in to meet Buhari, could it be that one, Dogara was smart enough to have the budget? You know, now the police are said to have 3 sets of budgets. So there could be one that is closer to what they agreed upon, which means there is no problem. So you could have, we don't even know which is the actual one. Because the president said he presented the budget, they padded it as a house, and then the leadership of the house went to pad it.
That has been passed. And now Jibrin is saying the particular budget that has been passed is the one in where the problem lies. Now, okay, going further from what the party has said, Dogara came out from the meeting all confident, saying he doesn't care what anybody does, basically. In other words. And now, having spoken outside what the instruction the party has given, Jibrin felt he needed to come out and give another
Yeah.
rebuttal to what he has already said.
Yeah.
Now, we have seen how this has played out. From the beginning, we described what padding is. We talked about the party's position. We talked about the executive position. Obasanjo himself came out. This is a former president. You can't say he doesn't know what he's doing. Even if there are some allegations that he was involved in the corruption that might have been in the House of Representatives before, he came out and said, these people are thieves.
Yeah. You see, fundamentally, I still want to say that you will see that the president's style so far has been to tread partially with care, partially radically. What I think the president is doing now is, if you look at the way he's dealt with Saraki, he doesn't speak directly criticizing or firing Saraki, but he sets the tools that will deal with him. So I would not be surprised to see Dogara smiling out, and by next week he's picked up. I would not be surprised if Dogara is picked up by the EFCC. You know he has been invited. So I would not be surprised that he goes in, he smiles with president, thinking he has explained to him that, oh, sorry, I promise not to, I won't do it again. And president say, it's not my, don't worry.
Very interesting. I'm sure people at home will want to know. So basically we can say now that the presidency is involved, maybe even if not directly so, in the case against Bukola Saraki, because the presidency is saying, no,
let the institutions, let the mercenaries do their job.
Is he facilitating?
Well,
if he's facilitating his trial, which is going on now, and like we have said on the Nexus, the reason why we like the Nexus is we talk about everything and we talk openly.
Yeah.
We talked about it and we said, okay, whether it is partisan or not, this fight against corruption, or it knows one party and doesn't know the other, at least the corruption is being fought.
Yeah, some thieves are being caught, some fishes are being caught.
Will this machinery be used against Dogara?
That's my hope. I'm hoping that the machineries will be, all of them. I'm hoping that would step by step. And one of the things I have noticed with this, with the EFCC, especially the EFCC, you will see that they don't catch an average corrupt allegation that they lay are not frivolous. They don't make frivolous accusations. They come. If you go to that court, you are definitely coming either heading to Kuje or heading to continued detention and everything. You've not seen somebody come out and say it was false, they accused me falsely. What you have is only me they are catching. And why are they catching me? Which is not a defense. So I'm hoping that the executive tools, the EFCC, the police, the ICPC, whatever they want to use, is gradually building its case. When they will hold them, it will be a hold that they will not escape. I'm looking forward to seeing a situation where Dogara is no more smiling.
Fantastic. It's been amazing being on Nexus today, and our show will be cut short today, not as long as it used to be, because next week on the Nexus, we are coming up with a fantastic program. The change you have now in the country presently, is it what you voted for? We're going to look at the executive. We are going to look at all the machineries that engineer has talked about, the EFCC, the police. Are they following due process? Is this present administration representing what you voted them for? Is the president performing up to par? See us next week, inshallah.